Hello and welcome to No Particular Order, Mana Biscuits Weekly Top 5 List Show. This week, it's the Top 5 90s Singles. And we're going to get right into our list, taking you back to those years of flannel, to the years of Doc Martens, to the years of all kinds of other shit.
Parachute pants.
Parachute pants, Zubas, bitches.
Yep.
Yes,
tight rolling your jeans. Although I think that was more an '80s thing.
Yeah, so
late '80s, early '90s. But we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, part of our geek culture shtick is that we all grew up in the '90s, as did most modern geeks, I think. So here we go. Top 5 songs that only '90s kids would remember. Jay, you're up first.
Oh wow. Okay, so wow. There was so much as far as music goes that just carried over through. But these are my top 5. The number 1 is Sublime, Wrong Way. Honestly, Sublime didn't have a bad song on that entire album. I could have taken Santeria, I could have taken any number of things, but I stuck. Yep, I stuck with Wrong Way, which is the one that pushed radio play. Next up on the list is Google Dolls, Name. There were a handful of songs I could have chosen, but Name was it. Third, Green Day, Time of Your Life, Good Riddance. One of my favorite songs, and one of those that just randomly pops into my head. Matchbox 20, Push. Again, Yourself for Someone Like You doesn't have a bad song on that album, and I could have picked from any number of those. And Push was the one that put them on the radio. Last up, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge. Love that song. Again, another one that pops into my head to this day.
All right. Yeah. I probably would have gone with Santeria, but that's...
I'd have gone with Santeria myself.
But, hey, it's your list.
And also, we couldn't tell he was going to do that because we ain't got no crystal balls. So,
yes.
Or in TJ's case, any balls.
Okay.
All right, do your list now. Yeah, TJ, go ahead.
Go ahead, TJ.
Oh, it's my
time. See, we tell him when he can speak.
All right, so my list. I decided to go with songs that just particularly evoke 90s to me. Not necessarily the best, or even songs that I super enjoy, with the exception of, well, not the only exception, but the big exception is the first one on my list. Absolutely love this song. Absolutely love this band. The entire album was great. All their albums were great. They deserved to be huge, and they never quite got the follow-up to this initial single, and it was Harvey Danger, Flagpole Sitta, which made it so big in the late 90s, and then they never had the same success again, which is terrible because every succeeding album was just miles beyond the previous, just better and better until they finally gave it up. The second thing on my list, Hootie and the Blowfish, I Only Want to Be With You, because that song just is if you condensed the 90s in a giant cauldron, and then it waited for a CD to form in the bottom, it was going to be Hootie and the Blowfish Cracked Rear View, because everybody had it. You had to. Legally, you had to own one, otherwise they were going to deport you. That was America in the 90s. Next up, Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby, because that too was another song that just was everywhere. It was that start of the mainstreamification and whitening of hip hop. That
all right, stop. Collaborate and listen.
Oh, fair enough. Whenever anybody tells me to stop, I never know if it's gonna be time to collaborate and listen. Whether it would be Hammer time, or maybe it just might be In the Name of Love.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a reference. That's 3 references, actually, in point of fact. Next on my list, the President of the United States of America, Peaches. Because it just has that weird 90s flavor to it. Not a peachy flavor, shockingly, but like that absurd, almost surreal music that was coming out at certain points in the 90s that it's just difficult to put your finger on, but somehow was huge. And then the last on my list, the last on my official list, I do have some honorable mentions for later. But the last on my official list is the Smashing Pumpkins, "Bullet with Butterfly Wings," because we were all just rats in our cages, all of us.
That's undeniable point. Undeniable point. All right. I will get into my list now because that's how this works. For me, there was a time in my life about 4 or 5 years ago when I realized I really loved songs that I used to hate when I was growing up in the 90s just because they reminded me of that time in my life. Some of these songs are those, but not the first one. This is a legitimately good song. One of my favorites. Not the best from this band, but certainly the one that put them on the mainstream map outside of Canada. And that is "One Week" by Bare Naked Ladies. I've never met a Bare Naked Ladies song I didn't love. But this one I had to go with just because it's the one that, put them on VH1 and Top 40 radio and all that. Mm-hmm. Next up is a fine example of a song that isn't necessarily great, but it does evoke the nostalgia of being 16 years old again and the couples skate at the local roller rink. That is "Love Fool" by the Cardigans. Next is a song that was popular on the radio at the time in my life when I was doing just what the song was talking about, and that is "Graduate" by Third Eye Blind. I remember to this day standing in line for commencement in the halls of my high school, and some guy ahead of me just busted out, "Can I graduate?" And the vice principal just like storms up to him and says, "This is a graduation, not a rock concert." Something I'll never forget. Another thing I'll never forget, "Walking on the Sun" by Smash Mouth. Yeah, it's Smash Mouth gets a lot of hate, but
I would have been much happier if I had actually been shot into the sun, or they had. Like, really, either way.
My dad used to call it "Walking on My Tongue" because he said that's what the song sounded like. But anyway, if you thought that was annoying, if you thought Smash Mouth was annoying, goodness. Wait till you get to my final entry, and that is "My Poor, Poor Achy Breaky Heart" by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
and
God.
that is my list. So, honorable mentions. We're going to have to keep these short because we got a ton.
Okay. Yeah. Soul Asylum, "Runaway Train." Jay brought it up.
Yep. Counting Crows, "Long December."
Collective Soul, "Shine Down."
Ooh, Proclaimers, "I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles.
There you go. Okay, that's 4 of them. We can come up with more, but
yeah, we could just sit here for like hours. Yeah. This could be our podcast.
Honestly, that's what we
hey,
just
you
got
remember
to.
This song?
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. That's what we did for the first half hour of the pre-show. Pre-show.
All right.
Just
so moving it along.
There.
Moving it along. Then top 5 of the top 5. Go ahead and nominate one from your list. We'll do it that way because I don't have everybody's list on hand with all the honorable mentions.
I gotta push flagpole, Sitta.
I will agree with that.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that one.
Yep. Jay, pick one from your list.
"Paranoid That Only Stupid People Are Breeding."
Yeah.
Matchbox 20, "Push."
Push.
Oh, straight up.
Yep,
straight
I'll
up.
buy that. For me, "One Week" by Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes.
All right. Jay, one from your list.
Oh goodness.
Time's running out. TJ,
Sublime.
one from Sublime. All right,
Yep.
Sublime. Okay, and TJ, one from your list.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's right. Rounded out at the top. All right, that's our top 5 of the top 5. You have our top 5 list, honorable mentions, and there are so So many more
you
songs
guys,
for
if
you.
I do not see comments from you people,
For God's sake, people.
seriously, this is the topic that it should draw comments. Come on, you guys.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. This is our shameless comment bait episode. So help us out. And we'll see you next week with more in no particular order. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.